So hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of AMZ's Corner. How you all doing out there? Sorry about the wind if it's blowing on the microphone, but we'll take care of that in a second. So yeah, man, it's a zoo in there. We're just so busy lately. I haven't had a chance to make any video just because there's just so many cars coming in and out. I mean, look around, there isn't many spots on this side of the building. But anyway, I figured this would be a good day to come take a quick look and give you guys a tour on the progress on the 96. I'm kind of going to let the cat out of the bag while we do this because I'm going to be walking over to the house next door because that's where I'm keeping the car right now, because Approved Auto bought the house next door. How cool is that? The problem is we don't have enough parking here to park all the cars. It's just real full when we get a lot of customers coming in. We just can't take any more customers. So the boss decided it was time to buy this piece of property. It's been on and off the market for a while. This is all going to be a parking lot back here for the shop. This little garage here is going to be our undercoating booth, which we're going to move. I don't know where yet. Big progress, big changes coming for the shop. He wants to add a couple more lifts over there. He's got some big plans going. Here's the house. He's rehashing it, putting some new utilities in and all that. It's a little too big for me. I thought about renting it because it would be kind of cool to live next to the shop and have the big garage over there as my garage, but there are some, questions that arise if I want to play hooky. That would be kind of tough to do. But anyways, the garage we have here, like I said, is going to be the undercoating booth. Happens to be where the 96 is hiding. Look at you, you pretty little thing, huh? Oh, I just, every time I walk in here and see this car, I smile. It just makes me smile. So glad I have a 96 to go with the Sonnet. So anyways, yeah, quick little tour of what we've done. Why don't we start under the hood? Because I'm doing a lot of welding and cutting, I had to take the fuel tank out, the drop tank out, and I removed the fuel line. So a little trick I use to get a car like this around is I'll take an old plastic bottle and fill it full of gas, and this is just enough fuel and just enough air behind it to get into the shop next door and back. I get it, it's not vented, so it's only going to go so long. It pulls the bottle under a vacuum a bit, but it works great for getting it back and forth. And then I can leave it this way to know it's not going to leak any fuel, and then upside down to run it. I'll let a little air in, but just a quick little fuel system, so I can don't have to push it around. That just goes down to the fuel pump. No big deal, but just a neat little way of handling that. So as far as the metal work, I don't exactly remember the last thing I showed. I think it was cutting it out, maybe putting a piece or two in, but I've got the driver's floor pretty much sealed up. I got the pedal box sealed up, the passenger floor sealed up, along with its kick panel up here is sealed up. Now, a lot of people were asking if I was going to buy patch panels. People said they had trouble getting flat steel to go with the corrugated shape. They do this for strength. This might oil can a bit. I could have gotten something different, but I'm kind of using scrap we have lying around the shop. I'm trying to do this car on a budget. This is more of a restoration than a restoration. But anyway, to get these to line up, what I do is I just pound the corrugations flat where they meet up. I don't butt it. I lap it over, overlap it, and weld it, which is sufficient for a car like this. And then, we got the other side over here, and then you can't see it from this angle, but the inner rocker on the right side is pretty much built. Let me go take a quick look at that. Now we'll look over here first. What I did last weekend was, let's see if we can get in here. I gotta cut this wheel a little. And then last weekend, I did this panel right here, kind of a tough one to get in. I had that brake line I kind of had to work around. I didn't want to open the brakes up, so I kind of butchered the panel a little, but we'll cover that up. We'll weld that up, but it's a lot better than it was. And then underneath, hopefully we can get you under here. You can see how we had to make that floor hit the other panel. Tough to weld this kind of stuff because you're welding fresh sheet metal to rusty metal, and the rusty metal is different thicknesses and holds the ground differently. So they're not the prettiest welds in the world. I'm not typically proud of my old Saab welds, but they were a lot better than it was. So yeah, here's the inner rocker. I haven't done any grinding. I'm going to clean all these up so it won't be quite as ugly, but yeah, there's this rocker here. It's done to about here. I haven't done the back of it yet, but it's kind of a lot of work to do this stuff. So yeah, here I've still got some more work. I got to cut a little more out of this, build that up, build the outer rocker. Still have a lot of Swiss cheese back here in the trunk. I don't think we're going to get this trunk sealed up. I'm just concentrating right now on getting this interior done, or getting enough of the metal work done. I mean, as you can see down here, we got holes to the interior. Same back there. Some really common spots. These like to rust out right in the corner over here. So my want for right now, before the snow flies, is to get this whole interior stuff, all the rust holes to the inside, sealed up, so I can get an interior back in this car, and then I can drive it back and forth, because construction's going on out here pretty quick, and it's going to be a short amount of time before this garage is going to need to be used as something that'll make some money for the shop. So anyways, yeah, there's where the 96 is today. It's loving the garage treatment. I'm loving having it here. So I've been coming in on Sundays and spending 2-3 hours on it, one panel at a time. Hopefully over the holiday weekend, I'm not sure what the schedule is going to be, we'll get in here and make maybe a good bit of progress more on it. So anyways, I want to answer a quick question. A lot of you guys ask me if I own the shop here at Approved. I do not. I just work here. I've worked here for about 5 years. The guy that owns it's Dave. You guys have seen him on and off, and he's owned the business for, I want to say, coming up on 15 years or so, maybe even a little bit more. He started off at the other location. A lot of you old-time fans might remember we were about 1,000 feet up the street in that old dirty building, but now we have the beautiful building. So I hope that answers the question about who owns the shop. I'm just a piano player in the whorehouse, so to speak, guys. Just a piano player in the whorehouse. But anyways, likes are much appreciated. Comments, I read them all down there, even though sometimes I can't respond to them all. There's just so many sometimes. But yeah, I read every one. They all go straight to my phone. I appreciate them all. Shares are much appreciated. And on that note, guys, I got to get over there and get some cars done. And until next time, keep it out of the cabbage.